Hey, everyone, this is Lynette Bledsoe, and thank you so much for joining us and taking the time out of your Sunday evening. I know we had a rush in the house, so sometimes Sundays can be difficult for all of us as full-time parents, workers, whatever, but thank you so much for taking the time out of your Sunday to take an hour to spend on your business. Believe me, if you commit to doing that for the rest of your Avon career, just commit something for your Avon business. Believe me, by the end of, you'll see such a massive result that you guys are going to explode. So thank you guys so much. So I don't want to take too much time because as we promised, every 5 minutes of every call we have an opportunity section. So if you're not in Avon right now but you're joining us as a guest, welcome to our call. Whoever invited you, definitely get back with them after this conference call. So let me just go ahead and we'll start the opportunity part for the guest. So if you haven't done so, invite anyone who is not an Avon representative onto this opportunity part. It takes about 5 minutes, so let's get that started. Hello, my name is Lynette Bledsoe, and I'm an independent sales representative with Avon. And I'd like to take the time out to first congratulate you to taking the time out of your busy schedule to listen to a short presentation regarding this incredible opportunity in an amazing company. So let's get started.
My name is Gary Bledsoe, and I'm a motivational speaker, author, and independent sales rep with Avon Products. Lynette and I have been with Avon Products since 2008. Prior to that, I worked in several network marketing companies. My journey began in 1997. Lynette joined with me in 1999. We have achieved small successes while working in these companies and made somewhat good money. However, we were mostly struggling. And the best thing that Lynette and I did while working in these companies was we became great students, learning all that we could from our mentors. Now what we want to do is pass that knowledge on to you. I want to give you a brief overview of Avon. Avon has been in business for over 127 years and has survived several depressions and recessions. Avon is a company that helps you imagine a better future. It helps you improve your confidence. It helps you to control your life. And with Avon, you can be the best that you can be. You see, they provide the tools and the training to help you succeed and an opportunity for you to earn as much as you want.
Now, this company has millions of loyal customers and a community of over 6.5 million representatives worldwide. Avon provides hope and helps empower women and a few good men. So imagine making an extra $500 a month. What would you do with that? Would you pay bills? Would you go shopping like I would? This can be achieved with Avon. You can set your own hours and be your own boss. Now, Avon is the largest direct selling company in the United States with products that are all well-known brands. And there's two ways to make money with Avon. You can sell the products, or you can also build a team and make money in their leadership program. So when you recruit at least 5 people, you'll get promoted to a level that's called unit leader. The next level after that is advanced unit leader, and then you have executive unit leader, and the highest level in Avon is called senior executive unit leader, which we all strive to be. Now, the average income for a senior executive unit leader is over $100,000. So that's more than the average income for a nurse, more than the average income for a teacher, more than the average income for an administrative assistant. So with Avon, you also get recognized for all of your achievements, and you can win free trips to places such as Alaska, Hawaii, and even Spain.
So seize the opportunity. And guess what? To get started with Avon, it's only $10. What have you got to lose? It's only $10. What do most people spend with $10? 2 extra value meals at McDonald's or bus fare to and from work? Let's look at your options. Option 1, do nothing. Let this year go by the same way as last year went by, in which you are living paycheck to paycheck, having more month than money. Option 2, get started. Invest $10 towards starting your home business. Take control of your hours, take control of your income, and take control of your life. You see, owning your own business and having financial freedom is the American dream. You owe it to yourself, to your family, to your future, to design the life that you've always wanted. Let this be the year in which you embrace change, step out of your comfort zone, and begin to live your dreams. So get with the person who invited you to this call, Get all of your questions answered and get started today. Thank you.
So welcome back, and as Gary said, definitely make sure you get back with the person who invited you to this call. If you're not an Avon rep, you're more than welcome to listen to the remainder of the call, but definitely get back with the person who invited you so that you can sign up and get started today so they can help you have a prosperous Avon business. Let's go ahead and get the call started. And if you're on Facebook, that you know that this week's call is about how to work your Avon business online and offline. And it's kind of easy for us to talk about this because from the very beginning, we've worked our business very differently than anybody we knew in Avon. So what was funny is when I first started Avon, Rosemary used to say, how the heck are you getting all these people from different states to sign up under you? And it's the different various ways that we used to do online, but I used to definitely have people sign up in my local area. So if you weren't on the call last weekend, most of you know, or if you were on the call last weekend, most of you know that when I first started Avon for the first 2 years, I was working a full-time job, so my time was limited, very, very limited. I was working in a call center, and if you who have worked in a call center, you know that you're on the phone constantly, so there's never a time to be off the phone at all. That headset was stuck to my ear, and I couldn't get off the line if I wanted to. So what I used to do was while I was at work, I used to sneak online, and this is the first tip I can give you guys. Google free advertising. I used to put my information in all the free advertising that I could. Anywhere that allowed me to put my Avon website is where I used to do. And I give just to prove you guys right that I'm right regarding this because we've done this over the years. Now it's been 5 years that we're with Avon. I'm doing that over the years. If you were to Google sellingbeautyiseasy.com, that website is in places that I've never put the website on. But because I've advertised Selling Beauty is Easy, which is my Avon website, so much online, that website has hundreds of thousands of Google searches and is all over the place. So that's one key to working the online business is put yourself in anywhere that you can online because in the beginning you might not be able to afford to place an ad and pay for an ad online. So put yourself on free advertising, whatever allows you to place your information, whether it's an online directory, whether it's a Yellow Pages, whatever. Just Google free advertising on Google and see what places allow you just to put your information on for free. And I know you're probably thinking, oh, you probably never get anything good for free. But, yeah, you do because most of the way that a lot of the reps on our team found me was through a free advertising. It's just being consistent. A lot of people, when they put their information online, they give up. And because I've consistently put my stuff online is why like just today, I had a lead who found me in Virginia. And I asked her, I said, how did you find me? And she said, I just Googled and found you that way. And I have people that find us instead of me searching for people. We have people finding, I get a lead. I can average about one lead a day will find me rather than me go out there and find them. Now, another way that locally, if you want to talk about, and we're going to go into more specifics just to give you guys in the beginning, what I did locally was definitely plugged into, and I didn't know anything about tossing when I first got with Avon, so we're not even going to touch base on that. I already made a video of how we did that, and Gary's going to further go into it. But in the very beginning, I used to hang brochures on customers' door, and my son, who's now a teenager at the time, I think he was like 14, 12 or whatever. He was a teenager. He used to take he kind of did tossing. We just didn't know. He was tossing it into the grass, which I found out later. But we would hang them because we were in New York City, so it was cold. We couldn't do this all year round. But in the summer and the spring, we would hang the bags, and they're called, because somebody just asked me what kind of bags. They're called campaign literature bags. You can find that on the business tools of youravon.com. And we would hang the book in there with our information, put our website on there too, so that if the person decided to shop or sign up, they can go ahead and sign up online rather than me, because I was working a full-time job, rather than me have to go to their house and sign them up because, my time was very limited. I would coerce them to go sign themselves up online so that Avon could send them their way. So that's another key. Now, another thing that I used to do was definitely plug into everything that was in my local area, just to see what ideas were working. And this is what we tell all the representatives on our team throughout the United States, because what could work for me in New York City at that time may not work for somebody that lives in the suburbs or in a small, not a busy city. We had access to a lot of stuff being in the busy city, but maybe if you're in a smaller town, the same tips that I can give you may not work for you. So definitely plug into your local meetings. Try to connect with local representatives, because they're going to give you tips that are working, and they're going to share with you, if they're friendly, they're going to share with you what works in your area. Because, again, what works offline for me right now, because we're in San Antonio, that's still another busy city, may not work for you if you don't live in a busy city. So that's definitely another way. And like I said, we're going to have a list. If you don't have a pen and paper, definitely make sure that you get one, because Gary's going to go through different steps. But I just wanted to give you guys a couple of tips that work for me. Definitely Google, if you want to work more so online, do the free advertising. That's just one tip that we give everybody who will always ask us in the very beginning. That's why it's hard to do an hour call on everything that works online for us. That's why we have that DVD, Creating an Online Presence for Beginners, because it takes time to figure out what worked and what didn't work, and that's why that first DVD is 6 hours long, because it does take time for you to for us to have paid for all these trainings and all these different things, for us to figure out what did work after the 5 years of being with Avon and getting it to where I have leads coming to us every day to start their Avon business. And offline, Gary's going to go through more specifics with that too, with tossing in different ways. But what you want to do with your business, both online as offline, is make sure that you're covering masses. You're doing whichever one you're doing it in a big rate. So if you're doing free advertising online, don't just post in one place. Post in whatever website allows you, like I said, whatever website allows you to post your information, that's where you want to post. You want to post it everywhere that allows you to post. And I know with the online support group, we go through different specifics because Internet changes all the time. So what maybe worked for me back in 2008, maybe that doesn't work anymore. So different things change. So find out what works for you and keep posting your information online, whether it's Facebook. Now, you don't want to kill your friends on Facebook because they already know you sign up, you sell Avon, so they don't need to hear about it 100 times a day. But find other ways on social media where you can connect with people who are looking for what you do, so who are maybe connected to beauty, maybe they're interested in working from home. Whatever they're interested, those are the people that you want to connect from, is you want to connect to those people. So if you don't have a pen and paper, hope that, that quick tip helps. So Gary's going to go into more specifics, but in the very beginning, that's what I did. I Googled free advertising, put my information all over the place, and then went on from there, figured out what worked and what didn't. So let me turn it over to Gary so he can go through more specifics. Hold on.
Thank you so much for that, Lynette. She is completely correct. One thing that you want to do, make sure you can hear me okay, Lynette? One thing you want to make sure you want to do is, and the reason why we tell everybody to work your business on and offline, because in the past it was always offline. Everything was offline. Even Avon, when online came about, they still was in the offline world. And the reason why I tell everybody, you want to you want to do it. I guess like Lynette said, this is the three things that Lynette and I have always stuck by as far as when it came to growing our business. We know that we need to expose everybody. We know that the fortune is in the follow-up, and we know that we need to work 100% with only the willing. So what we know is, what we did was we made sure that we exposed everybody. Now, offline, it's a good way to expose. The only thing is that it's limited to what you can do. So the way that you do, the best way to do it is you learn how to do it in a massive way, in your limited massive way, but teaching it to others on your team. So that way they can go out there and do it. See, like I said in the last week's call, the way that you get 100 hours done in a day is you want to find 100 people or recruit 100 people that go out there and do 1 hour of work in production for building their team, which is going to build your team. So you're getting 100 hours of work in a 24-hour day. So you want to make sure that you're hitting them on all cylinders. See, I have always found out, and I found out one time the hard way, but I was driving one of my past cars in the past. It was an 8-cylinder car, and half of the cylinders, this wasn't one of those cylinder deactivation type of thing. It was half the cylinders, something went wrong. The guy didn't put the spark plugs in right, and it was clunking all over the place. And then I found out when I went to the mechanic, he said, you don't have all of your cylinders, all of your pistons, everything is not firing at the same time, and that's why the car is not performing in its maximum potential to perform. So that's what Lynette and I have always, followed. We said that we're going to hit our business on all cylinders. Now that Avon has changed some of the policy in which you can do online sales after you have that first exposure, hopefully they're going to go ahead and change that, in which you could just sign up online, but I don't know because I'm not with corporate or anything like that, but I hope they can change that, in which we can get online sign-ups. So that way, like this Tuesday, there's going to be the call blitz, Tuesday at 9 a.m. in the morning. We're going to make some announcements later about the upcoming events. And what you can do is you can invite somebody to the 9 o'clock call, and they can sign up, and they can get excited, start inviting people to the 12 o'clock call. And then by the end of that call, you can have positioned yourself as an AUL. You can position yourself, if you're good enough, you can position yourself as an executive. You're not going to have the sales, but you can have the people in place. I've seen people that did call blitz like that, and because they hit it on all cylinders, they went out there offline, they invited people to the calls, and then they exposed them online in different various emails and things like that. Guess what? I saw them go to get promoted from starting an application that same day and getting promoted to the highest level of that company by the end of that day, because they maximized all of the options, all of the, I guess you can say they hit it on all cylinders. So I want to talk a little bit briefly. I'm going to go through offline first. And I'm going to tell you some of the reasons why you need to expose your business offline and online. A lot of times people hear Lynette and I say online, and all they think is that's all we do. Yes, we can say 90% of our business did come from online, and I'm going to tell you why 90% came from online, but most of it came from, a lot of it came from offline too. A lot of stuff that we did was from offline. Let me give you some benefits that I see that why you need to learn how to build your business offline. See, first of all, you want to make sure that it helps you, because it's going to help you build your skill set. See, in the beginning, when I first prospected somebody, I didn't sound like I sound now. When Lynette first prospected someone face-to-face, she didn't sound like she sounds. When she signed someone for the first time, she didn't sound like how she sounds now when she first did it. But as time went over and doing it over and over, see, repetition is the mother of learning. And guess what happened? She learned how to get better. I learned how to get better. And I learned how to, my skill set increased, in which I was able to sound more like a professional network marketer, sound more like a professional Avon rep, or more like a professional recruiter. And that's why it's good to learn how to do things offline. And, also it builds your self-esteem and your confidence. See, in the beginning, you're going to be scared. I like what a senior executive union leader, Milagros Garcia, did. She did a video about if you're a shy person, how to get out of that shyness to be able to build your business. And one of the ways to get that shyness out is to go out there and just do it. I love to I call it stumbling forward or failing forward. You want to make those mistakes, because those mistakes are going to build your confidence. You're going to say, I'm not going to talk that way next time. I'm not going to say it this way next time. I'm going to make sure I do it that way. I'm going to do it this way because I learned from what just happened. See, I don't like to live in a world of shoulda, woulda, coulda. I can't live in that world. I want to live in a world, I want to make the mistakes, learn how to learn from my mistakes, and keep on moving forward. It was so funny. This weekend, my son was saying to me, something went a little haywire, and I'm trying to fix my website, trying to figure out what's going on, and it was not showing up the videos like it should. My plugins wasn't doing what they were supposed to, and I was a little bit out of it. And my son came in the room, and I don't know how he knew, but he looked right in my face, and he said, "Remember the movie Meet the Robinsons? Just keep moving forward, Dad. Keep moving forward." And right there, my whole emotion just changed. And I said, he's right. All I got to do is just calm down. Let's see what's going on. Let's dissect this. Let's figure it out, and I'm going to fix it. It took me 5 minutes, and I fixed the problem. just like that, because I had to calm down. I had to learn how to relax and figure out what's going on. So we have to learn how to just keep moving forward. And even if you make mistakes, I love a book out there. I think John Maxwell wrote a book called Failing Forward. I think it was John Maxwell. I read that book about 3 times because it's true. People don't understand that making mistakes are teaching you. Those are life's best lessons. So we need to learn how to make those mistakes as we're going out there and building our business. It reduces the fear of talking to people, like I said earlier. You begin to know what to do and what not to do. So you need to build your business offline. Lynette and I, every time we get someone, because a lot of people think of us as the online king and queen, all that stuff. No. Our business is nowhere near how big it should be. But we know that with consistent, massive action, it'll eventually, a surge is going to come. And we're going to get shot right to the top. We're going to get shot right amongst all the ones that are up there because we're consistent in what we do. But one thing that we do know that you have to go out there and you have to try it. You have to do it. You have to get it done. You have to learn. Like I said, when someone tries to join our team, this is the first thing Lynette and I say. If they say that all they want to do is online, we tell them, don't do it. Don't do it. If you think that you're going to make money right away by just doing online, you're going to have problems. You're going to have a lot of it takes a long time. The internet is cold. We'll show you everything that we know, but we're going to tell you you're not going to get a lot of results right away. It's going to take time. So we tell people that join our team. We tell people that are not on our team that it takes a while. That was the purpose of the whole DVD video series. I'm not going to say DVD no more because now it's instant download, but that was the whole premise of the video series, was to tell people as you're building your business offline, which you should first, and as you build that business offline, create an online presence so that way whenever there's a snowstorm, whenever you don't feel well, whenever something's going wrong, your store is still open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And that's what has worked for us. Well, let me give you some offline marketing strategies that Lynette and I usually use. Table events. Now, we're not experts on that. I would consult with Milagros and Carlos Garcia as far as table events because, as you can see, I don't know if other people are, maybe better than them, maybe do as many as they do, but we see them actively on social media sites like Facebook of how they're out there with their team doing table events. I mean, they came to Dallas and they were doing a table event there, even though they was on a retreat for all the top leaders in Avon. And that's what it's about. It's about, make sure you're out there doing these table events. You want to have that confidence of knowing how to talk to people, how to approach people. Follow reps that are already having success with it. Consult with them. Say, send a nice message. Don't send a message of things that you can find on your own. Say, hey, listen, if you don't mind, can you take a few minutes just to give me some simple tips of what you do when it's out there? And I would say, find out from someone who is not actively telling you that. Now, Milagros, someone's telling you this online, they give it to you in form of videos, we give it to you in form of calls, videos, things like that. So those are where the answers are. But if you see another rep that's not maybe that active out there or that commercial on Facebook or social medias or things like that, send a message to them. Don't be afraid. I love what Napoleon Hill, author of Think and Grow Rich, said. He said personal initiative is one of the most powerful steps to becoming successful. You got to take that person. I remember a lot of things that happened to me. If I didn't ask for what I wanted, I would never get it. If I didn't ask for it, I would never get it. That's why I did a video called The Power of Action. Take that personal initiative. Go out there and find, ask a rep. Say, hey, would you mind taking a few minutes? I have people do it to me all the time about the online stuff, and I try to answer what I can, but a lot of it, I'm sorry, I can't answer it all because it's contained in the DVD, and so I want you to get that because it'll take me too long to explain it. But you want to make sure you're doing table events. I call it tossing campaigns. Why? Whenever there's whenever you see these millionaires and they decide to go out there and create their marketing strategy, they call it campaigns. I'm going to use this campaign. I'm going to take that campaign. Even in wartime, they go, we're going to use this campaign to take this back in. We're going to use that campaign. So I call it a tossing campaign. Every time Lynette goes out and she's sticking a book, we call it a tossing campaign. Set at the number of books or brochures that you want to toss. Set that number out. Find out what it is. Say, hey, listen, I'm going to toss 200 books. I'm going to toss 100 books. I'm going to toss 500 books. I'm going to toss 1,000. Whatever it is, Get that campaign and stick with that campaign. Keep going with that campaign. And until you start seeing results. Now, if you don't see the results you want fast enough, then maybe double your campaign. Maybe increase it by 1/3. Instead of buying 1,000, maybe get 1,500. Maybe get 1,025. Maybe that one magic number extra might be the one that gives you the results. Hit different neighborhoods every so often. A lot of people say, well, if I drive here and, they might say something over here. It only happened to us once in Texas. It probably happened to us a million times in New York, but it only happened to us once where someone called and said, hey, I want you to stop putting your brochure in my yard. And mind you, Lynette hasn't been in that neighborhood for like a long time, so we didn't even know what she was talking about. She just said, okay, no problem. That's it. It's better to do it and say I'm sorry later because you're building your business professionally than to ask for permission and they tell you no up front. I'd rather just do it. I'd rather just go ahead and just throw my books out there in this neighborhood, and next week I'll hit that neighborhood. It'll be the same amount of books I'm going to give out because that's what's in my Torsen campaign, but I'm going to make sure that I'm giving out these books. I'm going to this area, and then maybe next month I'll go to another area. But I'm going to another area next week. It ain't going to be that same area. It might be another area. You got to be creative. Be creative. I always say if your car can get to where that make that delivery, if your car is capable and it's running well enough to make that delivery, that's how far you should be driving to go ahead and toss in that neighborhood. What's wrong with that? Why not get customers over there? It might be Lynette is constantly getting new Avon customers. Guess why? Because they're saying my Avon representative doesn't do what you do. My Avon representative doesn't give this to me. My Avon representative doesn't drop back by before the next order and give me the next brochure that's coming out. My Avon representative just calls me and says, hey, I'm placing my order. Did you find something? And I'm like, I don't even have a brochure. There are a lot of Avon reps that are not doing it the way that they should, maybe because they're having a bad week, a bad month. Maybe they're losing faith in Avon. It could be anything. Make sure that you be the Avon rep. You be dedicated in your business in which you are constantly hitting up these different neighborhoods. I remember Isabella Costa said that the reason why she joined Avon was because of the fact that some lady kept leaving a brochure in her yard or her front, in front of her door. She was like, this person is leaving this every day or every other day or every week or whatever. So she eventually said, let me take a look at it and decide to join. Think about that. You got to be consistent. But if you're not giving them out, if you're not out there, you can forget about it. But just make sure you be creative in your marketing strategy. You don't want to keep going to that same neighborhood all the time. If I'm coming outside and I see the same newspaper in my driveway, the same newspaper but different days, I'm like, what is going on? I mean, I got 10 newspapers, then the next day I have 11, and I'm going to get mad. I'm like, man, can you please, throw those magazines or those newspapers somewhere else, please? I'm going to get mad because I don't want to keep going out there every day, especially if it's raining or cold, and throwing that out of my yard or out of my driveway into the garbage when he shouldn't be throwing it there every single day. But that's what they do. You don't want to do that. You want to be creative. You're a business owner. See, creative, that's what I always tell people, get into the creative mind. When you get into the creative mind, you'll find creative ways to be able to market your business and get people to want to join you. The next thing, have a hanging brochures campaign. I call it a campaign because it's what I do. It's my activity. So I want to make sure we hanging brochures, like Lynette used to say. Make sure you set the amount of I guess you can say, brochures that you want to hand out. If you're strong enough, maybe you can't carry 1,000 brochures. Maybe you can only carry 100. But make sure you have that set number. Make sure you have the right bags in case it rains. Make sure, even if you want to step it up a little bit, knock on the door and say, hey, is there a local Avon rep or are you being serviced by an Avon representative? I would like to be, if you're not, can I be that Avon representative? Be creative. It don't have to be my verbiage. There's a lot of other top leaders out there that can say it 10 times, 20 times, 30 times better than Gary and Lynette can say it. However, you want to make sure you're saying something. So you want to make sure you're out there. You can amp it up like that if you want to. Also, pick different neighborhoods. You don't want to keep going in the same neighborhood all the time. Be creative. Be creative. I remember one time, Lynette, when we first got out here, she went with one of our team leaders, our teammates, and they went and they parked the car way somewhere, and they just went walking, hanging out brochures. She got some customers from that. You're not going to always get the amount, because a lot of people think that if I hand out 100 brochures, I'm going to get 100 customers. Not going to happen. You're not going to get 100 customers. You may get one. But you know what? That one person might turn into 10 if you do it the right way, if you service them the right way, and you ask for referrals, and then they refer people to you because you are very professional. So you never know what that one person can turn into. So you make sure you're doing that. Job fairs and trade shows. See, Gary is a big fan of going to a place where people are looking for an opportunity. I want to go to a place where people want an opportunity. So, I don't like to go and hunt people down. I want them to be able to find me. So guess what? Go to, look up online. Like Lynette said, Google. Google should be your business partner. You want to find out, is there any job fairs coming up in the local colleges and the local trade schools? Local. Is there any fairs out there that I can sit up by my Avon table and just be out there? Find it. It might be a small fee on some of these places. Some of them they may not. They may have what I'm going to get into next is like business exchange. Go and find these places. Take the personal initiative and use some creativity and get out there and and ask these people. Say, listen, is there any job fairs coming up? And I did something that worked out for us really well, in which we go every so often to one of the colleges out here. I went to the lady, and I was calm. I went in there business casual. I didn't come with, no T-shirt or hats or shorts or anything like that. If you're going to approach these businesses in a professional manner, you want to be professional. So I went there with, collar shirt, slacks, and some shoes, and I said, excuse me, do you have any job fairs coming up or some career fairs coming up? And the lady said, yes, we do have one coming up soon, in a couple of months. I said, is it possible, I'm an independent representative and a recruiter with Avon Products, and, I would like to know if I can set up a tent there, set up a table there in which I can offer direct selling as a career path. There are many people that make over a six-figure income in direct selling, and I would like to offer it to your graduating students. She said yes, pulled me in the office, sat me down. We gave her a sample pack, and she was all happy. She said she had a Mary Kay representative, and she said, you know what? I'm taking her off because I like the way you talked to me just now. I like what you just said to me. She just said it to me like that. And she crossed Mary Kay out and put Avon Products, put my name right next to it, and now we go there every so often. Don't be afraid. But, you got to learn how to have some courage if you want to build your business. And the way you're going to do that is by learning to do it offline. See, online, you can put anything. I have people always trying to ask to get into the motivation group and never put their website. And I'm constantly laughing like, that was the first thing I ever did when I got online. But they don't put their website in their about section. So I send them, a little message saying, I'm sorry, but the motivation group is for Avon reps. Can you just confirm that by giving me your Avon website? And I get constantly, I have Avon all on the cover, and all the pictures are on my page is Avon. I said, lady, I can have pictures of serial killers all over my page. How do I know? How do you know that I'm not a serial killer? I could be a Christian. I could be a pastor. But my Facebook page has killings and shootings. Anybody can put anything there. I can verify from your website. So can you just respond? Because we have a lot of spammers that request entry into that page. You got to learn how to be able to communicate the right way, because anything can be put online. Anything can be put online. That's the point I'm making. Anything can be placed online, but you can't put anything in your mouth as you're walking out and you're talking to somebody. So you want to be professional. You want to go make those mistakes and approach these businesses, approach these trade shows. We have a trade show that happens out here in the summertime. It's perfect for us to set up our tent. And, we had some Avon reps that got mad at us because they're like, you're trying to take our people from us. And we're like, no, you're all the way on the other side. We're all over here. You get those Avon people over here. We'll get these Avon people over here. But see, they were stuck in the competitive mindset. We're in the creative mindset. We see abundance. What we do is every time a customer comes to their table, we see 2 or 3 coming to us. And then every time 2 or 3 come to us, we see 4 or 5 coming to them. We live in abundance. You have to understand, there's over 300 million people in the United States alone. There's only 6.5 million representatives. So there's a lot of room for growth. So stop getting into the competitive mind. Tap into the creative mind in which you see abundance. You see, hey, I see this place over here. Maybe I can, the next thing I'm talking about is do something I call business exchanges. Approach owners. Ask them, say, hey, listen, I'm an Avon representative, independent representative, and recruiter, and I would like to know if I can set up a table in front of your establishment in which I can promote some of your specials, your flyers that you have in my brochures. I can hand them out to people that come, and I can make sure I put an emphasis on looking at the flyer of your new promotion or your new special that you're running this week. A lot of times, guess what? the person that's there, they would say, yeah. Why? Because you're giving them free advertising. Free advertising. They have to pay. I don't know how they do it in other places. I know I never saw it in New York, but here they have a young kid sitting out in a hot, scalding sun, and he's flipping a sign up and down about coming in and moving into this apartment or this store here. They have to pay that kid. They have to pay that person out there. They would rather do it for free, get that advertising for free, and be able to go ahead on and let you do it. Ask them. Don't approach them with, to me, the typical Avon rep usually always think about the T-shirts and no, you want to look a professional. I like it how Milagros always describes it. She says, "I'm wearing black because black it's universal," and I like that. You want to have some kind of image about yourself, stating that you're a professional. Understand, Avon is already branded. You got to brand yourself. Avon pays millions of dollars to be branded. You got to brand yourself. So don't worry about, I got my Avon T-shirt on, I'm good. No, you're not good. You want to look like a professional. You want to go out there and represent yourself because guess what? If you don't do it, somebody like Gary going to come along and he's going to do it a professional way and they're going to cross your name out and pick me. So you don't want that to happen. You want to make sure you're going in there as a professional. Approach these owners. Ask them that. The next thing, leaving brochures everywhere. I call that Lynette's Everywhere campaign. She's doctor's office. She sees magazines in the rack over there or on the table. She put Avon brochures there, 2 or 3. At the supermarket, she walks in. And I'm like, why are you walking with brochures? You going to get my going food shopping? I didn't know back then that she was doing it. She would put them in the rack. And she got customers. She had a steady customer in New York that was buying a lot from us because of that, she did that one time. Everywhere you go, when you go in to get a Jiffy Lube, let's just get creative, Jiffy Lube. They have magazines all over the place. Sometimes there's women in there getting it, and they don't want to see a car magazine. They don't want to see a repair magazine. Why not let them see an Avon brochure that's right on top of them or in the middle of them? That would make them happy. They wouldn't mind going to the Jiffy Lube place and getting a quick oil change. They wouldn't mind that. Don't be afraid. Put them everywhere. Put these brochures every single place you can. The next thing, business cards. I used to drive around with a stack of business cards. I actually had business cards because I couldn't afford them at the time, even though it was only a couple of dollars. I had index cards in which I took the time out and I bought them at the dollar store, I bought 100, and I wrote my information as if it was my business card, and I had I went to that same dollar store and I bought some thumbtacks. And what I did was every corkboard, laundromats, supermarkets, that they allow you to put something up, advertising something, I would hit them up. I would put them up. Lynette would do the same thing. We would say, okay, you know what? We're going to hit this area now and we'd go inside. We'd grab a couple of thumbtacks very carefully because we don't want to get stabbed or stuck or anything, and we'd place them on the corkboard. And we'd get people calling us. It ain't going to happen instantly, but with consistent massive action, it happens. You want to do, like I said, another thing that Lynette and I do, you want to do flyers. You want to do paper ads. Gary, I can't afford a paper ad. They have penny savers. Go out there and find out how much it is. Get with your teammates. Say, hey, listen, how about we do this? I used to call it in other companies I was in. We used to call it a co-op, in which all the company, you choose a certain amount of people, and if you only have 5 people on your team, then those are the people that you choose. And say, hey, listen, let's all chip in and let's pay for this every single month. Let's test this ad. Let's see how it works. If it converts very, very well, let's use it every single month, and let's do it. You never know. Then you split the leads up amongst you. Every time a lead comes in, you're the leader. You put it in a round robin. Okay, you're next. You're next. You're next. You're next, you're next. That's how you do it. And if you're fair enough, this is exactly what Lynette and Rosemarie, our upline, used to do in New York a lot of times. And it worked. She would split them up amongst the different people or the person who wanted to, pitch in. And it worked for us. You never know. It might happen. Flyers. You have to go out there and you have Microsoft Office or you have whatever you use, whatever program you're using. Exactly. And like Lynette just said, by that ad, one time they signed up 15 people and just She signed up 15 people, and Lynette said she signed up 15 people in just one day because of an ad like that. You never know who's going to be there. Well, I put an ad, and it's 2 years later, and nobody's what's name. Then you need to change the verbiage in that ad. Change that ad, but keep doing it. Don't stop. We're not going to tell you to stop. Keep doing it. You never know when the timing is right for somebody. You know, another thing that we use, another company that Lynette and I use, and you hear one of the top income earners, Lisa Warwick, always says, executive unit leader, always saying about send out cards. When we get a new person on our team, guess what we do? We put them in our send out cards database. And, you know, we've been lacking a little bit lately, but we coming back and doing it. We put them in our database, and guess what we do? We send them a postcard, welcoming them to the team, and we tell them about the conference call. We tell them to invite people. We show them pictures of us with our awards and things like that, and tell them that we're here. We put our website, a training website for our team, and things like that. You want to use these services to build your Avon business. Well, Gary, they might want me to make an extra income. Well, so what? Why not? If somebody joins under you to decide to use the service for their Avon business, you make an extra income, good for you. Stop worrying about, I always say people have a loyalty to something that they don't even need to have a loyalty to. Why? Because it's not theirs. Avon is allowing you to use their vehicle, their network marketing opportunity vehicle for you to generate wealth in your family. Use it. Use it. Send Out Cards is allowing you for a fee to use their services to connect with your team on an offline basis through a card, through gifts, things like that. Use it. Use it. I mean, especially when you have a nationwide team, which is what you should be trying to grow, and even if you don't, even if that person lives you live in an apartment, and that person lives on the same floor as you, and they live 5 or 6 doors down. How powerful is it that they go to their mailbox and they pull out that card and it came from you with your awards and your team telling them that you're there to help them? How powerful is that? Guess what they're going to do? They're going to run to your door and they're going to say, thank you so much. I was having doubts about this opportunity. I wasn't too sure. And guess what? This came in the mail. Thank you so much. And it costs you pennies because you are a Send Out Card distributor. Cost you pennies. That is so powerful. Think about when you get we did that to one of our teammates that Belinda just had a baby. We sent her a card with baby pictures in it and it designed it our way, and she loved it. She loved it. And it cost us pennies. To get that same card design, guess how much it would cost? It would have cost probably like maybe $15 for that card or $20 for that card, the way we designed it. And it cost us pennies to do it because we're a distributor. Use these services. Use them. Use them to build your business. Now, I'm going to get into some online stuff now, and I want to talk about online. I know everybody's at the edge of their seat. Thank God he heard and got all the way from that. But let me tell you something. If you don't build an offline presence, you are done of trying to build an online presence. If you don't have an offline personality, if you don't have an offline professionalism, if you don't have an offline game plan, you better not even try to. Just take the computer in your house and throw it out the window right now because you will never make it. You'll never make it. I watch what some of these people post on social media. Well, they're getting less and less because as I grow more positive, they die. I'm sorry. They're getting away little by little. Teammates or non-teammates, I will get rid of you if you're not as positive and in my positive zone. You're gone. And so I watch, and I say to myself, if this person can post stuff like that online, imagine what the heck they say offline. Oh, my gosh. They need to just take that. They need to just go to whoever signed them up and say, hey, can I have my $10 back, and can you rip up my application because I'm not going to make it? Because you're not going to make it. So you got to have an offline professionalism, an offline personality, an offline creativity. First. This is what people don't understand. They think Gary and Lynette always talk about online. No, we built our offline first. We made sure we had it, but we also utilized the openness, the 24-hourness, the 365-dayness. We used that 7-day-a-weekness of the online, but while we were building offline. See, offline is limited, but it is one of the best classrooms to be in. I always say that 20 hours out in the field offline beats 2 hours, not 20 hours, 1 hour in the field. Excuse me, I said that backwards. 20 hours in a classroom. 20 hours in a classroom is killed by 1 or 2 hours outside in the field learning your business. In other words, you can spend all day long learning on a blackboard in a classroom, and you will not learn half, not even 1/3 of what you will learn going out there in the field for 30 minutes, going to a prospect, talking to them, and stumbling and stuttering. You're going to learn way more out there. Do the thing, and you will have the power. Emerson. Do the thing, and he didn't say have the power first and then go do the thing. He said do the thing, and then you will have the power. You have to go offline first. You have to go offline. I can't stress that enough. So now I'm going to go into online. Here are some benefits. Open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Less hands-on. You can set it up once, and guess what? It's there. Lynette is not lying. When we was out in main event with our kids, going to a birthday party, she's communicating with some ladies. I said, Lynette, we do this all the time, but ask her a secondary question. We usually ask how people found her. And I said, ask her, what exactly did she say? She said, I was looking up Avon reps in North Carolina somewhere. Was it North Carolina, Lynette? North Carolina. How the heck did she find us in Texas? Because we are always out there. We are always putting our name. Somebody asked the other day, and it was a perfect question. Thank you, Lisa, for asking. Lisa Huffman, she asked this question. What can I do to get my? And I'm going to answer for you now. I was waiting for now to answer that question. What can I do to get my? I got my website. Bought the DVD, and I got my website. And you guys sent so much training, and I love it. Thank you so much. Now, what should I do? How can I get people to go to it? Post it everywhere. Everywhere. I teach people on the DVD how to put text on a picture. Some people already know how to do that. Go ahead and do it. Put your website everywhere. And, I don't mind people sharing my pictures when I post them with my website, but let me tell you what's going to happen. This is a true statement. They're going to click the person on the picture and join them before they join you as you shared it. So you need to be that creative person and put your pictures on it. One thing I see that a lot of Avon reps do that is a killer to your business is they see what every other Avon rep is doing, and they do the same thing. Lynette and I, we do the opposite. We do the opposite. Why? Because we want to be – you have to understand, unless this person is in your direct team, they are your competition. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. That's the way network marketing works. They're going to join the one that they know, that they like, and that they trust. So you got to say, how can I, people tell me, the only thing I do is I send them to the same, website Avon has. I got my own website. Avon has a website set up for me. Guess what? The only thing changes in that page is a little bit of the structure, and guess what? The picture and the name. So if I go there and I see, I see Mary Lou. I go there and I see Mary Lou. And then I go there and I see John Phillips. What makes me want to buy from John Phillips over Mary Lou or buy from Mary Lou over John Phillips? It's the same website. So guess what we teach them? Learn how to create your own website in which people can brand themselves and people can – because Avon's already branded. They're going to go to that website. But you want to brand yourself to have people say, you know what, I'd rather join you. Let me just tell you this. We don't want this to happen, but we've had people quit other people's teams and join under us. We don't like that. We tell them no, especially if we know who they live in. We tell them no, especially if they are our friend. We say, you ain't going to do that. But guess what? And if you don't believe me, some of the people you're going to hear about soon, they're going to say, yup, they told me not to join their team. Because we're not in the competitive mindset. We're in the creative mindset when we know that there's abundance. So we don't get desperate for people like that. We know that there's millions of people out there. But guess what? It happens. Why? Why, Gary? Let me answer that for you. Because they see that we brand ourselves in a way that they want to brand themselves. We brand ourselves online. We understand. A lot of people say, Gary, you don't even have Avon. When you go to your page, you go to a 4-minute video or you go to Gary and Lynette's Home Business. You can't even get on Gary and Lynette's Home Business to get to Avon unless you put your name and all this. Why? Because we know Avon is branded already. So we don't need to help them brand it. Why do we need to help them? They do a fine job by themselves. Are you branding yourself the same way that they brand their name? No, and if you're not, that's why you're not getting the success that you want online. Brand yourself. Brand yourself. I'm going to get a little bit into that. Brand yourself. You set it up one time, and it works all. Lynette's not lying. One of our top AULs, Irene Anderson, out of West Virginia, guess what? She found us online. Online. We bounced from New York to Texas. How did that happen? Because we're always online. See, we want it to be where people start Googling our name. We want people to look up, I want to join Avon. I heard about this couple called, Gary and Lynette Bledsoe. Let me Google their name. Go there right now and Google Gary and Lynette Bledsoe. Guess what you're going to find? You're going to find some videos. You're going to find some information. You're going to find it. Why? Because we put it out there. You want to put it out there. Here's some online strategy. You want to, you have an online, Google work-at-home forums. Work at home, online newspapers. And Lynette's looking at me like, Gary, I'm about to throw the shoe at you. Why are you giving them a secret? I told her. I said, this one, I'm going to tell people stuff because not everybody on this call is going to do it because they still want to do it the old grandma way. Go ahead and do it that way. We're going to pass you, and we're going to look at you as you pass and saying, we try to tell you, come do it this way and do it that way. And guess what? You'll be right in front of us. You'll be passing with us. But no, you decided to do it the grandma way, the old way. No, Avon is changing that direction. You need to not do it that way. Google work-at-home forums. Google stay-at-home forums, moms and dads stay home, online newspapers. They allow you to be able to communicate with people who are looking for Avon. Some of them have categories that you can put into the search and say, Avon. You just put Avon in it. Guess what? A whole bunch of people might come up, and one of them might say, I want to learn how to join Avon, and I have never had anybody help me join Avon. You can send them a little email right back, answer them, and you never know. They may join your team. Let me tell you why I know. It happens to us. It happened to us. That's how Lynette built her business in New York before I even joined her. She was on these forums. She was finding out who is looking to join Avon. She was in these online newspapers in the business opportunity section looking to find out who was looking for Avon, who wants to join Avon. Banner advertising. I'm going to tell you right now that if you have to get volume 2 because it's going to take too long. But banner advertising online is one of the most effective ways to market your business. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's where you have a picture, and once that person clicks that picture, there's a certain thing you have to set up. And I'm not getting into that. You have to get the DVD. I'm sorry, that one is $47, and I go into it in detail where you can set it up for free. And on Volume 3, when it comes out, I'm going to show you how to do almost everything for free from all the stuff that I learned, where you don't pay a dime out of your pocket. But then you can contact these companies, work-at-home forum companies, online newspapers, and say, hey, I have a banner advertising. Banner that I would love to advertise. They'll tell you the specific sizes, the certain sizes. That's why I can't get into all that. And they'll say, okay, we'll let you run a campaign for 30 days or 90 days, and you pay this much money. It may cost, but you know what? You never know that them putting it on a site that's mostly visited all the time. Now, they just say hypothetically, work-at-home moms forum, right? If you look up in the top, there's a banner there. As soon as you're going to see, I'll assume, there's a banner there, right? If you look on the sides, there's little square boxes that are banner, and they say little text in them, and they have a picture of, you want to see the one, a picture of me and Lynette. And somebody clicks that picture because they say, sick and tired of being sick and tired. Let me show you how my wife and I have been working from home for the last 5 years, and we want to show you how you can do the same. And they click that banner ad, and it shoots them straight to our Avon site, or it shoots them straight to our branding site. And guess what? They get to know us by reading our information, reading our stories, reading our about section. They get to like us, and guess what? They join us. All because we asked them, that work-at-home forum, that online newspaper, can we advertise in there? Can we have a paper out here, La Prensa, that we plan on doing once our budget increases, our advertising budget increases. We're going to put our banner ad on the La Prensa paper. It's a free paper, free. But the way they make money is off of advertising. That's how Facebook makes money. They don't charge you to set up an account. They make money from the advertisers. I'm going to get into how you can use that in a second. So this call may go a little over, but it's going to be powerful. I guarantee it. It's going to be powerful. There's another thing. You want to know about blogging, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Well, Volume 1 talks about it a little bit more, how to set it up. You can actually set up a blog. What's a blog, Gary? You can say, hey, there's an Avon product that just came out. Let's just say hypothetically the new Instinct for men and Instinct for women. And you like the way you want to sell a lot of them. You want to sell a lot of them. Well, why don't you write a blog of your opinion of it from an independent perspective? Don't say you an Avon rep yet. Don't say you. Just say, hey, I bought this product from Avon Products, and it's Instinct, and maybe you have a little picture. When you set up your blogging page, you have a little picture. People searching. What do they say? I want to go on, I heard about this new cologne and perfume from Avon. They make it for men and women. It's called Instinct. You know what? I'm going to go online. I'm going to Google it. And they Google it, and because you positioned yourself online, people go to that blog. Your name comes up in the searches, and your blogging site comes up in the searches, and they click it, and they say, no, let's not say they click yours. They click someone else, and that person just has a picture, and that's it. Of them smiling, holding the Instinct. They have no verbiage, no text, no nothing. You think they're going to buy from them? They just have their website. But you decided to put a little bit of an opinion about it. You started talking. People, I learned about gadgets from listening to YouTube videos of people who reviewed it. Some of them I didn't like. Some of them I did like. And those are the ones that I listened and I bought that product. That's what people buy. Unfortunately, they buy other people's opinions. They buy it. So go in there, create a site that, Volume 1 talks about how you can say, I'll give you one site. You can go to blogger.com. It's owned by Google. That's blogger.com. And if you want to see how a blogger site looks, go to LynetteBledsoe.com. Her site is a blogger site. It's free. Free. Set it up. Start it now. Do it tonight. You want to know how to optimize it and get better. Save up some money, and then you can buy the DVD, and you can see how you can optimize it, how you can monetize it, in which it starts making money for you in affiliate places, like I do, because I don't care. No one else out there pays my bills, so I don't sugarcoat anything, not Willy Wonka. I'm trying to get paid and be rich. So I put this stuff together, but my main site, my main business is Avon. My main network business is Avon, but I need to use other things to get me so I don't ever have to put a resume in to go to somebody else's job. Because a job, let me tell you one thing Robert Kiyosaki said, the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, a job gets in the way of you becoming rich. He said it just like that. He said a job will get you rich. He said a job will get in the way of you becoming rich. Why? Because it's taking time away. So go to blogger.com. Set up a quick blog site. Get some pictures. Save it to your desktop. And write some opinion. It don't have to be, some people say it has to be 8,000 words. It has to be 1,000 words. No. Matter of fact, it's short and sweet. It's the best. Some of my blogs you can see, they're really quick. I maybe 200 words, maybe 100 words. Just go in there and put 4 sentences together and talk about it, and then give them your link. Say, hey, if you're interested in purchasing one of these products for yourself, or if you're interested, here's my website. Or better yet, don't ask them if they want to purchase it. Put your email. Say, if you're interested in getting a free sample, you can put a sample in an envelope for 40-something cents and send it to them. Why not? That's a business expense that you can write off. Well, I sent them 40 cents, or I sent a sample to them, and they didn't join. So what? It's a business write-off. Send it to them. Say, hey, you want a free sample? Give me your email address. Here's my email address. Email me. Guess what you just did? You captured their email for future updates of future products, new additions. You can say, hey, you may not have liked that product. Maybe it wasn't for you. But guess what? Avon is coming out with something new. You send them that email. Let me know if you're interested. I can send you also a free sample for that. They may say, you know what, I didn't like that, but I heard about that. And since you're keeping in touch with me, I'm going to buy it now. You never know. That's what you have to do. But if you don't have an offline personality, an offline professionalism, you might as well hang it up as far as online. You want to do that. These are social media. I'm going to I hope people don't mind. Give me 15 minutes. I gotta get this all out so you can get it. Social media. You have to put yourself in front of the room online. What does that mean? In front of the room means that the person in front of the room, you always perceive him or her to make the most money, to know the most, to have the most knowledge in the room. You want to put yourself online. I can't, it kills me that people use the motivation group to talk all positive, and then they go into somewhat negative, in which I don't know why they do it, because sometimes I just delete it. You typed all that for no reason. I don't know why you did it. But then I go to their page, and they don't have a speck of Avon. They don't have nothing saying Avon. You got to welcome your team on your page. Welcome your team on your page. Let everybody see how fun it is to be with you. Lisa Wilbur did one of the most powerful videos that Lynette I've been saying for the longest, but I'm glad she said it because she looks better than us. Especially her check looks way better than our check. And I'm glad she says it. And I advise you, go there, subscribe to her channel, and watch that video. And she said, stop with the health issues. Stop with all this, I'm feeling bad. People don't want to, 80% of them don't care about it, and 20% are glad you got the problem, and they don't. They don't want to hear. Lynette and I can tell you some things that have happened to us recently and in the last couple of months and the last couple of years that will make it will make a Billy Goat cry. But guess what? We ain't going to tell you. That's why our entire chapter does not bring a tear to your eyes and view from the top. Why? Because we don't need to. We're not going backwards. So we're not talking about the times that we had to sell CDs to get extra cash, and we had to sell electronic things that we had in our house, and I had to clean. I ain't telling you none of that. Why? Why am I had to go drive all the way through Manhattan because I couldn't afford to go across the bridge because I had to go to work the next day to borrow money and rice and beans from my mother because we had no food and we had young kids in the house because we were starving? I ain't going to tell you that. I'm not going to tell you how I felt there. Why? It's not your business, first of all. Second of all, it's not going to help you become motivated. A person who's listening to that, and it ain't, I'm going to tell you right now, they're going to get motivated for a minute. They're going to get motivated for a short time. You're not going to let me read no sad story of all the problems that you're having and think I'm going to get motivated to go out there and do my business. No, I'm going to sit back and think about my bad problems. I'm going to say, Dad, she got problems, but look at mine too. All negativity does is attract more negativity. You cannot walk into a dark room with a broke flashlight and think you're going to light up the room. You got to walk into it with light, not with darkness. That's the only way that you can illuminate that room. So why would I want to walk inside of a dark room with a broke flashlight? It is not going to work. So stop telling these people. You know, I love when Lisa Sleepover said that. She said, you don't need to be talking about health. I think when someone does that, and I don't want to offend anybody, but I'm being honest. When someone, I think they're looking, let me tell you a little secret. If a person wanted to kill themselves and they wanted to the top of the roof and they decided they want to jump, they're not going to sit up there and wait for you to come and try to coast them back down. They're going to hit the floor already. See, that's a person that really want to do what they want to do. A person that gets up on the top of the roof and sits up there and waits for the fire department to come, wait for everybody else to come and all the SWAT team and everything, they really don't want to jump off the roof. They don't really want to end their life. They want some sympathy. They want someone to convince them of why they shouldn't do it. They want you to do it. It's a cry for help. But if you find a serious person, they're going to hit the floor, and you ain't even going to know. You're just going to see a body on the floor. That's what's going to happen. So don't tell these people all this stuff because you're looking for an audience. I love when Lisa Wilbur said that. It was genius to the point where I'm going to share it again every so often. She's going to have so many views from people that know from correction officers, from TSA, people I used to work with, because that was powerful. She's right. And then she said, don't over-inundate people with, I see some people, and I have a person in another company that sells fiber pills to help you lose weight. Every single daggone post she posts is about losing weight and her website address. Losing weight and her website address. She don't tell us anything positive. She don't say, look what's happening to me because I'm selling this. She's not. So guess what? I wouldn't join her. I would join her with someone else if I wanted to join that company. Because all she does is post it every so often. And then here's another thing. Don't post one post after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other. You know how many times? I see people post about 100 times within 10 minutes. You don't even give a time for the previous post to get some activity and engagement. Give it time. Give it time. I have one person that in particular that I have to hide from my news because one post, and I don't care if it's positive and stuff. I don't care if it's negative. I don't care if it's family pictures. I don't care. They constantly right after the other. Right? Do you understand what that does? That pushes people away from you when you're constantly advertising your business, when you're constantly advertising or posting stuff one after the other. People don't want to see that, guys. They don't want to see that. Lisa Wilbur said that too. They want to see how fun it is. She posted pictures today of her going on her cruise. Guess what somebody's going to say? I want to learn how to get on a cruise too. If she's doing it in her home business, I'm joining her because guess what? I'm going to make money when she makes money. When I make money, she's going to make money. So guess what she's going to do? She's going to teach me everything she knows. I'm going to join her. That's the same thing that happens to us. Gary and them is going to teach me. They're going to teach me what they know. They're going to teach me how to do this. So I'm going to join them because they're showing us how fun it was to go to our main event today. They showed us how fun it was to do this and be around them and how family night is and how my son put up toy soldiers and he have a car run into it, a Lego car crash into it. They show us how fun it is to be able to be home. So guess what? They want to join us. They don't want to join a person that's talking about bad stuff going on in their family, bad stuff going on in their life, bad stuff going on in their health, bad stuff going on all over the world. They don't want to join that person. They're not. People. Why do you think Pastor Joel Osteen has the largest? Not the second, not the third. The largest church in the United States. He's a non-denominational. He's Bible-based Jesus as his Savior person. He don't talk about religion, different. He don't talk about different politics. He don't talk about none of that. He don't care about heterosexual, homosexual. He just talk positive and how good God's power can work for you if you think the right way, if you believe the right way, if you know who you are. That's why people are attracted to him. See, a lot of people say sex and violence does sell. Yes, it does, but for a short time. Facebook is visited more than pornography sites. Why? Because nobody really get tired of that after a while. It's dead. It's dead. You want to convert somebody from being a pedophile, put them on Facebook for a little while and put them in a positive group. Put them in for a while. Make him get stuck there. Tie him up and put him right in front of it where he's in front of my page every so often getting positive affirmation. I reform them. I guarantee it, because people want it. They want to feel good. We were born to be good. But guess what? Society and the media corrupted us. Check these groups out on Facebook. Join these groups. Post your ads in there. But don't post the same Avon ads that someone else posted. Because guess what? That person is probably in that group too. Post the same ad. Be creative. Be creative in your advertising on social media. Join these groups. There's plenty of work-at-home people. Post here daily. Post here 24 hours. Post your link to your website. Look for those groups and join them. Post your ad. Be creative. I have a whole list of ads that I use every so often. A whole list. I'll use it for this campaign, and I'll put a different video there, or I'll put a different picture, or I'll put a different this. And then I'll hit this one here next week, and I'll do this. I always do that because I don't want to post the same stuff all the time. That's what you do. You have to really understand that. Make yourself attractive, nothing negative. Videos. In Volume 2, I talk about how what free and good platforms to use where you don't get a whole bunch of splash screens and all these different things. I want my splash screen on that video. So I don't have all these different things on it. Some of my videos are monetized on YouTube, in which they get more views and stuff like that. So you're gonna see some ads come up. But my video itself has me and my intro on it. It doesn't have anything else. I don't have no other people's intros or other software intros on who made my video. I want it myself, and I show you in Volume 2 how to do that. Think about what I'm saying. MTV became revolutionized because of videos. Because when you saw that person crying in a sad song, or you saw that person jamming and dancing in a happy song, it made you feel that energy versus listening to a record just playing with the music. Now, you got some emotion from that, but you get more when you visually see the person singing it and you see how their reaction is at the time of that song. That's why videos are important. Learn to go out there and get out your comfort zone. Well, I'm too ugly. I don't want to be on TV. Well, go get you a makeover. Well, I need a haircut. Well, go cut your hair. Well, I need some lipstick. And it's not like, well, isn't Avon pushing lipstick now? Use it. Get those videos out there. There are ways that I show you that you don't even have to ever show your face, and you can actually show a video in which you're giving some value to people, and they say, I'm going to join this person because I know them, I like them, and I trust them because they're teaching me for free. That's how people got to know us online, because we use these videos. Well, Gary, in the beginning, I know a lot of Avon reps didn't want to hear me telling them how to build their business. I know a lot of people, especially the top, a lot of the leaders out there, they didn't like the fact that Gary was putting videos out all the time talking about this, because guess what? They only babysit his executive unit leaders. But guess what happened? Eventually, they started seeing that I didn't care what they were saying, and I kept putting videos out there, and we keep getting recruits, and we keep getting customers online, because I don't care what they say. You got to go out there and put these out there. I've seen some people have campaigns of what they wanted to do online, or campaigns of what they wanted to try, and I've seen other people shoot them right down, and they stop. And I say, why this person didn't keep doing it? People got mad at me when I created that DVD series. It went all the way to Avon Corporate. I had our division manager take Lynette and I out to lunch, our whole family out to lunch, because he just wanted to just talk with us. He took us out to lunch and said, we told him what was going on, and he said, yes, I heard it from corporate. But guess what? They like it. They say, go ahead. You ain't saying nothing wrong. You ain't going against any policy. Go ahead. Don't care what these people are saying. From our division manager. But that just shows you how haters are, how people can be, how people, I put together something to help Avon reps. And no one has ever said that they hated it, that they didn't like it, that this wasn't good. No one has said that. But yet still there are people out there that are angry at us because guess what? They've been doing it online for a while. They've been doing videos. They've been doing this, and I'm calling it like it is. And this is going to be in the form of a blog tomorrow, so it can be replayed and shared. They didn't like that we were doing it, but they did theirs, but they didn't teach people how to do it. See, Robert Kiyosaki has a series of $100, and it's in richdadpoordad.com, and it's called Teach to be Rich. Teach to be rich. He didn't say be rich to teach. He said teach to be rich. I want to learn it, teach it, so that you can have some success. And guess what? I'm going to be compensated because the more people I help, the more people I bring value to, guess what happens? I become compensated. I become, how come we think Kanye West and all these knuckleheads out there can be able to make millions of dollars, but yet and still Gary puts together a DVD series for less than $100 to try to help people to learn how to do this and learn how to do that step by step. Why can't I be rich from that? Why can't I be rich from that? Because I taught you how to make $100,000 off of spending less than $100. Why can't I be rich off of that? Why can't I? That's why I keep promoting it. I don't care. That's why we keep talking about it, because we know it's helping people. Personal websites. That's the last thing. Personal websites are for the reason why I teach you how to do that stuff is because I don't teach you one thing about Gary, I don't like complicated things. If it's complicated, that's why I didn't do WordPress when I had my first WordPress site for a long time. I wouldn't do WordPress.org. Why? Because it was complicated in the beginning. I didn't understand it in the beginning. Now I understand it, and I love it. I love it. That's my personal website. It's a WordPress.org website. I love it. Why? Because it's complicated. So I showed you on that DVD, Lynette and I, how to do it very simply. There's some people out there, I remember a comment came up one time and it was so bananas. I didn't want to do it. Me and Lynette both just shook our head. And somebody once said, well, how do I get my Avon website to go here? I bought a domain from GoDaddy, and how do I get it to go there? Oh, you just forward it. No, that's not just how it works. Try to forward your website to your Avon.com. Watch what's going to happen. You're going to get all kinds of problems because it don't work that way. It's a certain way you have to do it. Or you have to call up GoDaddy and watch them try to upsell you. Or you can just listen to me and I show you how to do that and more. I show you how to do that and more because you want to brand yourself. You want to brand yourself. Avon has branded themselves already. Brand yourself. You want to eliminate the competition. See, we send people to our personal websites if they want to join us or learn about Avon versus sell them to Avon website. Why? Because that website looks the same as another Avon website looks, and they only gave us a little bit of control over changing some of the videos, but you still don't have that much control. But guess what? I got more control on the information I can put on my personal website. I tell people, you don't have to have a fancy website like me. Lynette, you don't have to have that. Just get a website that has a home page, welcoming people to come to your page. Thank you so much for stopping by my website. Feel free to browse around, see what it's all about. Especially, please, go to the next page and read my story. Have another tab that says About Me and talk about your story. Talk about your passion. Talk about your family. Talk about why you got getting involved. Then you can have the next page. If you want to contact me, have a contact me page. That's what you really need. That's what you really need. If you want to learn more about Avon, click this page, click this link right here, and go there. That's all you need. You don't need to have no fancy stuff, but you need to have something. Why? Because you want to brand yourself and eliminate the competition. Because people are not going to buy from you unless they know you, unless they like you, and unless they trust you. Because they can go to another Avon rep. Why did you think this person joined us today versus joining someone else? Because we were out there, first of all. She went to the page. She saw it. She liked what she saw, and she said, I'm ready to get started. I like these. It seems like they're going to teach me so that I can learn how to make money. Because I make money, they make money, so they're going to teach me all their secrets. And guess what? We are. We are. So think about that, guys. Thank you so much for giving me the last 15 minutes. Just to let you guys know, please, build your business first offline before you build it online. Build your business first offline. Build your personality, your professionalism. Everything offline first, offline first, offline first before you even make the endeavor to go online. Because if you don't have a personality, a professionalism, a strategy offline, you can forget it. You might as well just hang it up online. Watch what you post on Facebook. Watch what you post on their social media sites. Watch what you're posting because people are watching you. They're waiting to say, see, I knew that she was negative. I knew that person was negative. I knew that this person was that way. I knew that they are looking to see you fall. They're looking to see you fail. Don't You don't want to fail. Greatest revenge is massive success. Get massive success. And please join us. Next week, we're going to talk about network marketing 101. I really, truly believe that people don't understand how network marketing works. They don't understand how the leadership program works. And I'm going to show you how to look at the power of why you need to be in leadership, the power of why you need to learn about network marketing. I believe there's people that's here that have teams way bigger than Lynette and I, but don't understand the power of network marketing. See, you got to understand. See, people don't understand. They say, well, if I join you, Gary, you're going to make more money than me because you're at the top. No, I'm not. Why? Because if you join me in my third generation, I can't see your second and your third generation. I can only see you. So you can possibly have a bigger second and third generation than me. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to teach you about that and how to really look at that and overcome those objections when people tell you that. So, and then after that, the next call, we're going to have Maria and Kendall Crump, the people that the reps that go out, the senior executive union leaders that go and they put these Avon signs. They're going to talk about they're also co-authors in A View from the Top, Volume 2. We're going to talk about the book. We're going to talk about why they wrote that chapter, the meaning, the significance. That's going to be on March 9th. March 30th, we're going to have Senior Executive Union Leader Anna Martil. She was a co-author with us in Volume 1. She's going to talk about that. She's going to, make sure you mark your calendars. And then in April, we're going to have hopefully she can get a date. We're going to have Senior Executive Union Leader Sherry Lynn Calderon out of Austin, Texas. She's going to be our guest speaker. And stay tuned. We're trying to get Vondell McKenzie. We cannot wait to get her on the call because I think that right there is going to be the most powerful call out here because she is, to me, a true professional network marketer. And Lynette and I used to speak on her calls, and we got so much value from it. And I know she probably knows now that we did because Lynette told her in Hawaii, and we're sorry, but you don't understand. Your calls did so much for us, Vondell. If you're listening to this, it did so much for us. So with that being said, I'm going to unmute the line. I want everybody to scream. Thank you so much for giving me an extra 15, 16 minutes. I want everybody to scream. Millions are coming to me. Millions are coming to me. If you don't say it with the conviction, millions are going to go to someone else. So tell them, millions, say, hey, millions, I want you coming to me. Millions are coming to me. So I'm going to go ahead and unmute the line.
Thanks, Lynette and Gary, for a great call.
Thank you, Gary.
Thanks, Gary.